All right, in this video, I'm gonna do something a little bit different and hopefully it's fun for both of us. I think it's gonna be a fun video to make, but we're doing a 2023 best of for the Pack and Roam channel. This is my favorite gear from 2023. Now, not all of this gear was released in 23. As a matter of fact, I don't think most of it actually was released in 2023, but it's the gear I spent my money on and I used the most in 2023, and just basically my favorite gear that got the most mileage for the year. So I've done full reviews on a lot of the items you'll see here today. If there's anything that I show you that I haven't done a full review for and you'd like to see a review, feel free to let me know in the comments. I've also will just mention that this is all gear I purchased. None of it was sent to me with the exception of the Goruck Sling. Goruck did send me this to review a while back. Otherwise, this is all gear I bought because I wanted to. All right, so let's dive into it. And since a lot of the stuff up here, especially the bulkier items, are Goruck gear, we'll start there, and we'll start with the rucking gear. And I've been doing quite a bit of rucking this year. I've pushed myself to do more rucking this year than I did last year. My goal is at least 2 miles a day. Then on weekends, I go a little bit farther out, so I might do 3, 5, 6 miles. I think right now 6 miles at 45 pounds is about my max. So I'm working my way up, I'm getting there. My goal for next year is I would like to actually participate in a Goruck event, and I'm gonna hopefully find something local. If not, I may even be willing to travel a little bit. But let's take a look at my favorite rucking gear and my favorite rucking accessories from Goruck. So first and foremost is the Rucker 4.0 from Goruck. So this bag has spent more time on my back this year than any other bag I own, and we have gotten well acquainted as a result of that. So this is my only rucking bag that I use. I've got one for pretty much every member of my family at this point, and they're all into rucking as well. Just a fantastic, excellent rucksack, very well made, very durable. Again, I use it every day. You know, I've got some dings in it here and there, but this bag holds up amazingly well and just an excellent tool for rucking. So I have done a full review on this. Feel free to check that out if you like. Sticking with rucking, we will look at my favorite rucking footwear next. So these are the McCalls that came out earlier this year, the Goruck McCalls, I believe. Yes, they came out this year. And then I've got some Jeds which came out a while ago. These are the Goruck Jedbergs. So off-road, trail, that type of stuff, I'm wearing the McCalls. Great traction. Overall, extremely happy with this purchase. So I strapped these on right out of the box, did a 6-mile ruck with probably 50 pounds out of 45-pound plate plus some water and some other stuff. So probably around 50, 55 pounds right out of the box, and had zero problems. No hot spots, no blisters. Very comfortable, very durable, lightweight. I love the McCalls. These are my go-tos when I'm doing paved rucking. So I've got a pretty big school/soccer field complex next to my house, and if I trace the outline of that school in the parking lots, it's a mile, and I'll do 2 miles a day next door, usually after work. And these are my go-to shoes for rucking on pavement. So traction's a little bit different. They have the original soles that you see on Mac V1s. So not great on slippery or loose surfaces, but just fantastic on pavement. Once these warm up, they're extremely comfortable. When I'm doing the 2 miles next door, I usually have 60 pounds on my back, and great support, very comfortable. My feet are never a problem when I'm rucking. And you know, it's a close, I mean, I've got pretty much I think I've got everything that Goruck put out in terms of footwear. I do not have the Rough Runners, but in terms of everyday rucking, these are my favorites. In terms of overall comfort, and I don't have them here, my absolute favorite are the ballistic trainers. They're just extremely comfortable. As a matter of fact, I'm probably gonna buy my wife a pair here very shortly. So that's what I got on my feet when I'm rucking. Okay, sticking with the rucking theme, one of my new favorite ruck accessories is the belt bag from Goruck. So this came out in 2 different sizes. There was a large and a small, and I got the large. I wish now that I'd ordered both. But I didn't use it right away when I got it, but now I've become accustomed to putting this around my waist when I do go rucking, and very thin, very low profile. It gets all the stuff out of my pockets so I don't have a phone bouncing around, or AirPods if I take those with, or my wallet. I stick my wallet in the back, put my phone inside, very quick access still, and gets it out of my pockets. So really like the belt bag from Goruck as a rucking accessory, and wish I would have picked up the small as well. And that's about it for rucking. Continuing on with Goruck though, we've got the Goruck wire Dopps. So I've got the mini and then the standard, and I use these every day. So this one is typically my EDC. This one is also EDC, but for a different purpose. I love the Goruck wire Dopps. I had to buy a couple of the minis. I have a few of the minis now because my wife would steal this every time she travels, and I got tired of emptying all my stuff out and giving it to her, so I just bought more of them. Great way to organize your gear, really versatile, lays flat. I don't think I've ever done a review just on these, but I believe I've included them in some other videos. And really like the Goruck wire Dopps. And then the Goruck GR1. So this is still my favorite everyday bag. A little bit big for everyday carry, but I do like the versatility of having extra space. I have done a full review on this relatively recently. This is the 1000D version with 210D on the back. 210 HD, I think, actually. But absolutely love the Goruck GR1. You can't beat this bag for its durability, its versatility, and ultimately its simplicity. So just a very easy bag to use. Not a lot of bells and whistles, and that's part of what I love so much about it. I really love the simplicity of this bag. So Goruck GR1. One last ruck accessory, and this is the Outdoor Research 4A2. So this is my favorite shell to wear when rucking, hiking, anything outdoors, especially if you're gonna be burning some energy and heating up, because of my favorite feature, which is what Outdoor Research calls its torso flow ventilation. So on both sides of this, all the way up, so this is the arm right here, you've got a zipper from the waist all the way up to the armpit. So you can open that partially and vent. You could fully unzip it and wear it like a poncho, but the venting capabilities of this jacket are fantastic. You will not build up heat and keeps you nice and dry. So waterproof, windproof, pack light Gore-Tex. Absolutely love the 4A2 from Outdoor Research. So next up is the Gravel Travel Explorer Mini. So Gravel Travel makes some great Dopp kits. This is their Explorer Mini. This is absolutely perfect for me for one bag travel or minimalist carry. When I go on trips, this is what I bring with for wash pouch, Dopp kit, whatever you want to call it. It fits everything I need perfectly, very space saving, and just an all-around great Dopp kit. Nice materials, well thought out. I did break one of the zipper pulls, so I put my own on there, but I love the Gravel Travel Explorer Mini. Next up, we've got the Coat of Bell Crossbot 2 Hybrid. So I did do a full review on this a while back, not long after it was released. Coat of Bell did send me this to review, and I absolutely love this sling. So this is my go anywhere, do anything sling slash tech case. Feel free to go watch the review I did on it. Absolutely love the Coat of Bell Crossbot 2 Hybrid. Next up is the Alpaka utility pouch. I recently did a review, more so of a comparison video, comparing this Alpaka pouch to a couple of their other pouches. I really like the utility pouch, and I use it pretty much every day. Absolutely great. Go check out the video I did, Alpaka utility pouch. Then while we're on pouches, this is another one I recently did a walk around, very recently as a matter of fact, but this is the Garage Built Gear Mightier pouch with loop. Awesome pouch. If you can get your hands on one, I highly recommend it. Go check out the video I did on this recently. Love this pouch. Then we've got the Recycled Firefighter Sergeant Wallet. So I picked this up earlier this year, and I've been using it for most of this year. Maybe I got it last year. I don't know. I've been using this one for a while, and I keep coming back to it just because how minimal and easy it is. You got a little money band in the back. You could put some cards in there. I did a full review on this a while back. Go check that out if you're interested, but I love the Recycle Firefighter Sergeant wallet. Another one of my favorites for 2023, and this one did just come out recently. This is the Leatherman Arc. So I'm a big fan of Leatherman. I've got a lot of their multi-tools, pretty much, I'd say most of what they've put out in terms of multi-tools, and I absolutely love the Arc. So the Arc, I have not done a review on this. It's not something I was actually necessarily planning on doing a review on. If you want to see me get into a little bit more detail on this, I can make that happen. I got a tag falling off. Brand new for 2023, Leatherman Arc. You got the one-hand open capability and just a great tool. So they really took user feedback into account when coming up with the Arc. Everything is accessible, one-handed from the outside. You got every tool that I wanted to see in their updated lineup, so really well thought out, nice. And I like the fact that this one does have the diamond file on it. So overall, great tool, easy to use. The brand new Leatherman Arc. And then something that you don't see in multi-tools very often, and I think this is the first, is what Leatherman is claiming, but you've got a magnet cut steel blade on this. So great tool, go check it out. Absolutely love the Leatherman Arc. All right, last but not least, I'm a big fan of Grip6 belts. So I've got a couple Grip6 belts here. Really great belts, very low profile, lightweight, easy to wear, simple. I think these things will last pretty much forever. I also like their socks, incidentally. So typically I'm a darn tough guy, but I've got a couple pair of Grip6 socks, and their socks are fantastic. So if you're thinking about picking up a couple pair of those, I don't think you'll regret it. That, I don't know if you can tell the difference in these webbings, but that is their lightweight webbing. And then you've got their standard mid-weight webbing on that one. And then this one is their element webbing, or elements webbing they call it. So this one's got a shinier finish to it. It is supposed to be a little bit more dressy, although none of these I would really consider dress belts. As far as my choices, I do like to wear their standard weight webbing to work. It's stiffer, worker active for the standard weight webbing. And then their lightweight webbing is great for just lounging around or everyday wear. You know, it's softer. It doesn't have the structure that the standard weight does to it, but these are great for more comfortable wear. The standard webbing is good if you need support. And then elements, I'll be honest with you, I don't wear the element webbing belt very often. So it is relatively lightweight and feels like nice material, but not my favorite. Typically I'm wearing either this standard or the mid-weight. So one inch, or these are mostly 1.5 inches. Got an 1 3/4 inches for my work belt, and then the Goruck spear on this one is the 1 3/4 inches too. All right, and that wraps it up for my 2023 favorite gear roundup. And this may be a part 1. I think I might do a part 2 as well, but this is my favorite stuff from 2023, and all of this gear, in my opinion, is worth the money I spent on it. All around great gear.